welcome back to another episode of Life Changers, and this is Mike. Today we're going to talk about focusing your energy because, well, the whole world is all about energy. We have energy. A lot of people feel each other's energy, or vibes, as some people call it. When you meet somebody new, you're like, hey, they got some good vibes. So, we're going to talk about that and how physical objects, your clothes, everything has energy and meaning to you, either you recognize it or not. But first, story time. We got to have story. So I brought a friend of mine. His name's Steve, the hippo. Okay, don't just turn this off yet. Okay, guys, just keep listening. Don't turn it off. I'm not going crazy. But this hippo used to be my wife's, toy when she was younger. And one of my daughters found it in my wife's treasure box. So she took it upon herself to claim it and make it her toy. And he's a funny looking character. He's sitting here on the desk. It's a stuffy, and he's a little hippo. He's brown, has one eye missing. So he only has one good eye, and he has buck teeth. So anyways, the reason why I'm telling you, you'll see why I'm telling you this story. But I'm just chilling on the couch, and my daughter comes up to me. She's like, "Hi, my name's Steve," with this hippo, and I'm like, "Okay." She's trying to be funny. I'm like, "Okay, this is funny." She's like, "I got big buck teeth. I like to be seated into trees," and he throws them around the house. I'm like, "What the heck's going on?" And then this became a thing. And after a while, she's like, she was with the stuffy Steve, the toy again. She's like, "Mike, you're my friend. I love you." And so then, I started putting energy into Steve at this point because now, my daughter's having fun with this, making it like a fun thing that we do. And then it became a thing that when I tuck her in at night, she'd be like, "Don't forget Steve." And then the hippo Steve would be like, "You gotta tuck me in. Don't forget about me." And she's being funny and silly, and I'm just laughing and going crazy with it because she does some pretty crazy funny stuff with him. It's hilarious. She is going to be a comedian. But yeah, so then, I'll pretend, he's real, be like, "Oh, okay, to entertain her and stuff." And then as it progressed, sometimes when I go on my business trips, she's like, "Dad, you going to take Steve with you?" And then she'd do the voice, "Don't forget me, Mike." And, then she'll run and get Steve and make him chase me and stuff. But it became like a bonding thing where I associated Steve with my daughter, and this is how, we're bonding. This is our thing, right? With my older daughter, we have our thing where when after I tuck her in, I just blow her kisses, "Here you go," and then we catch it in midair and put it on our forehead or whatever, right? And that's our thing. But I never had I tried to do that with my other daughter, and she's like, "That's not our thing." And then after a while, this became our thing. I digress, but the reason why I'm bringing Steve is talking about Steve and bringing him to the office today is because now I have energy with him. So whenever Steve's around, I look at Steve, this ugly hippo with buck teeth, which is pretty funny. But, it reminds me of my daughter. And I love my daughter. So there's energy of love in Steve. And I associate him, with my daughter, and that's where bonding time. But if you don't realize it, you put energy into everything. When you're wearing an outfit, you're going out to the club, you dancing, and that outfit either will have good memories if you had a good time. Somebody spilled beer all over you, you're like, bad memories. But you're actually putting energy into it. And I was recently listening to a spiritual, not a spiritual leader, but on YouTube, just going through, and there's a guy that caught my thing, and he's talking about energy, and he's like, you should just get rid of the energy around you. And most people, when you associate energy, I should get rid of the negative energy, right? Yes. But also, if you got a lot of stuff that you never use in your life anymore, but there's energy in it, you have to release it. That's what he was talking about. That you might have a ton of stuff, and if you're not using it all the time, it's not a necessity. Release that energy so you can have more energy to focus on other things that you need. And yes, release all the negative energy because, like we talked in other episodes, it's always easier to keep and harvest all this negative energy with you. But now we got to switch that out with positive energy. So like now you're thinking, hey, Mike, how are we going to get some positive energy into our life if, it's so easy to get negative energy? Well, you got to find out what gives you positive energy. And there's a lot of different things you can do. Like you can meditate, right? Listen to on YouTube or listen to a good podcast. But also on YouTube, you can listen to nice classical music or as they say, like the 888 frequency for abundance and love and stuff like that. And just sit there and be with yourself. And just, visualize if you want that you're, I don't know what exactly it's called there, the top chakra on your head, the crown chakra, on your head. I'm learning. And just visualize that like it's there releasing negative energy and receiving light of good energy. You'd be surprised how that will work for you. See, in the end, I'm talking about things that worked for me, experiences that I have, and I would hope that you, as you listen to these, you're going to be like, I'm going to try that, see if it works for me. It might not work for you, but you got to find what works for you. There's a lot of different things. Like when it comes to bringing positive energy, some people probably listen to music, uplifting music, either classical or, regular music, like top 20 dance music of the day or whatever, and just dance around the room like nobody's watching. And then that just brings you good energy. But you should take the time for yourself every night and every morning. Okay? Homework time, everybody. Just take time for yourself. 5 minutes before you go to bed. Just sit there. Be with yourself. Calm your mind. I don't know if everybody's mind goes crazy like mine does sometimes. Just like, you're like, whoa, shut up there. But just relax the mind. Don't think of nothing. And then just be with yourself. And then visualize yourself, if you want. Or like I said earlier, with the crown chakra, negative energy is leaving your body. Take a deep breath in, right? Hold it. Release all the negative energies and right? And like make the sounds, because you'd be surprised how that will help you. Like when you're bringing the good energy in, take a deep breath in. And then you're releasing the negative energy. And it's always good to hold it for a few seconds. Hold it for like 5 seconds if you can, or longer if you want. And feel like the good energy just filling up in your body. And then just get rid of all the negative energy. Like pretend, if you're a visual person like me, like I'm visual, so when I'm doing this, I close my eyes and I think of workers in there going around, hey, where's all the bad energy at? Let's gather it up and throw it out, right? Taking the garbage out, right? And then in the morning, do the same thing. But you're going to do it a little bit different because now you don't have any negative energy, right? You've been sleeping all night or traveling the astral fields of life. But in the morning, you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to have a good day. Set your intentions for what you want for that day. That you want good energy, you want good vibes, you want to be uplifted. And, do the same thing. Take a deep breath in, and then, right, that you're, and just be like, like, I'm going to have a great day today, and be positive. And that's how you could start, as we say, programming yourself for receiving a lot more of law of attraction, right? The abundance that you're going for, good vibes, and that you're going to start transitioning and start recognizing and feeling things stronger. And then you'd be like, right? Listen to your higher self. Be like, hey, what's going on today? Right? But having good positive energy will radiate out. So if you want, when you're in the morning, when you have your eyes closed and you just pretend you're glowing and you're getting brighter and brighter because you're just ready to bring in all this positiveness and just release it into the world and the universe. And then you'll have a good day, good experiences. People will be like, hey, there's something about you today. Just can't put my finger on it. Or people recognize that you have a lot more positivity or good energy and people just want to be around you more. Because having good positive energy will help you to be able to, as we talked in another episode called Love, to start just loving everything, loving the world. Because that's the goal. In listening to a lot of Dr. Joe Dispenza's material and Michael A. Singer's material and reading their books. It's, you want to get to that point where you're reattaching, I guess, to your pineal gland, which is a little thing in your brain. If you don't know what it is, Google it. Look it up on YouTube if you want. Joe Dispenza, pineal gland, he'll tell you all about it. And and he's a doctor. Don't take my word for it. But he talks about it and how, like, we got to get it working again and exercising again, because that's like the Wi-Fi hack, I guess, for the universe with the energy and putting out all your intentions in the world, and like, just, it's like a receiver and a transmitter, so you can really like level up, as I would say, and get all that positive energy in and start manifesting things faster and harder. Well, just going to make a little announcement. Everybody, you ready for an announcement? Yay! So if you're not already familiar, I'm not sure where a lot of you people are listening to us, but on TikTok, we've gotten over 200 followers. We're doing pretty good for considering I started putting stuff up maybe about a month and a half, maybe 2 months now. I don't know. I was going to put one episode a week, but then people's engagement were getting good. And on TikTok, you got to break it up. But anyways, they're doing really well on TikTok. So if you're watching me on TikTok, thank you very much for supporting us. And you may have noticed there's a little link. It's not a clickable link yet, because apparently I'm not popular enough to TikTok to allow me to put a clickable link. But also, for those who are listening to us on YouTube, you get the full episode. So if you are following us on TikTok, you might want to follow us on YouTube if you want to hear the full episode in one shot instead of breaking it up into 2 episodes for you. And in there, in my description, you'll see another link that popped up there, similar to the one on TikTok. But also, one of the announcements is we're on every major podcast, and we're doing pretty well on it. We got picked up by the Google algorithms, and apparently, like, we're kind of trending in with like the podcast for, I guess they put me under life coach, spiritual guidance or something like that. But we're kind of trending in that area for a newbie who just started launching on there. So we're doing very well. But the announcement I want to make, because we've been receiving emails. People have been writing me. And if you do want to write me, well, just look in our bio and you'll see my email, and you can send me a link. But also, we set up a Facebook group. So if you want to join the Facebook group, I'll start building our community in there where we can communicate with each other and talk. And you guys can write me an email or send me a message telling me that if there's anything you want me to talk about specifically, or if you need help with anything, or if you just need some positive energy, or just a big hug. I'll give you a nice big virtual hug, and we could just talk, and I could help you through any experience that you're going through, good or bad, right? That's why we're all here, to support each other. But the big announcement is, because a lot of people, to me, a lot of people's like 20, 30, have mentioned or asked me if we have a Patreon. And we don't, but I just opened one. Patreon. And you're like thinking, well, why do I want to join your Patreon and pay you? Well, I put it to the lowest level they allow me to put it, which is $5 USD is the lowest you can put it to. I think in Canada, if you're listening in Canada, it's about $7.50 or something like that at this point. But yeah, people are asking about it because, well, with Patreon, after you've been a member for 3 months, you get free sticker. That's Life Changer sticker, which is kind of cool. Like, I didn't know Patreon does that, but yeah, I have to pay for it, but whatever. But another reason why we're doing Patreon is so that we can put some more like exclusive material stuff just for like the Patreon portion, because believe it or not, it does cost money to do all this. And when I'm doing this, I'm not really, I guess, focusing or working on other projects I should be focusing on working on. But like, we set up a little studio in here. We bought desks, chairs, and stuff like that. Even my buddy's time, right? Everything costs money. I even got we rented up another warehouse, which has a studio that we set up in there. But it does take money to run all these, and I would love to do this full time. I could see it coming. I know it's coming to that point because my higher self kept on telling me, like, we got to do this, we got to do this, and we're gonna change people's lives for the better and help people. So, well, I put Patreon, and I put it to the lowest they would let me put it to. And then after you've been a member for 3 months, you get that free sticker. Woohoo! That says Life Changer. But, yeah, just, I guess a lot of people feel like a Patreon account is more exclusive. It's like a club, I guess. And then it will allow us, as we get more and more people on Patreon, to focus more and more on doing this full time, doing lives. And yeah, we're going to still keep posting free material, like these episodes, all free material and all that. They're on podcasts and TikTok and YouTube and all that stuff. But we're going to put on Patreon, they'll be a little bit earlier. They'll get, I guess, 2 episodes earlier before it gets posted. And they'll get some exclusive, material that I'm going to be recording here and there. They're going to get ad-free. I know a lot of things are ad-free right now, but eventually when I get monetized, there'll be ads playing before and after or during some of the YouTube videos or podcasts, stuff like that. But I digress. So in the end, thank you very much for all the amazing support. Check us out on your favorite podcasts. Make it one of your favorites so you can get the latest episode. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook group if you want to communicate with me and we can build our community together. That'll be awesome. So just remember, you're a work in progress and it takes one day at a time. This is Mike and Life Changers. Thank you.